here is a player to look out for as well for the ECU side. Angeles Alderete. She is a really, really good player out of Florida, and one to watch here in this match without a doubt as we're underway at the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse. ECU going to get the opening point. That is Ellie Paint. Valeria Vasquez Gomez will serve for Pitt, a 6-year player. Came back for that extra year, and boy, Pitt is glad that she did.
I think you got to think that probably is part of the game plan. When you see some new faces in, you want to serve at them and test them early on.
That is to that right pin, and there is took away from that match was they still had things that he wanted to improve on. He did not want a letdown after that big win over Penn State.
Which does have to be really hard because, you know, the emotions after that type of a win. Being good at all of the little things, you know, playing scrappy, off the block, off of a block touch, always being ready for that next ball.
Reigning ACC Offensive Player of the Week, as you see more of that scramble work there from Pitt, but it sets up McBride, or rather Ollie Huff that is McBride rather on that far side, and she's able to come back and get the kill for ECU. We can't get caught up in them being really good. He said they're going to do some really, really special things out there. We know that. We just can't get caught up and dismayed when that happens. And so far, Kelsey, I think they've done a pretty good job handling it.
You want to be under control, and here's the thing, you can only worry about your own side, control what you can control on the floor.
Entirety of that season, essentially, and they are really happy to have her depth back as that's worked to that right side, and a big kill there for Ollie Huff. Just came back, have been really good this year. ECU 6th in the country in opponent hitting percentage, and the Panthers entering 4th in the nation in that category. So defense has been really good. The offenses aren't bad either, and we've seen that early on. And there's a little bit of that defense, and there's a little bit of Bree Kelly as well.
Is that tough defense both up front and behind the block.
Buzla-Tepe still on the service line as Pitt has scored the last 3. Good work by Klicka to get to that ball. Vasquez Gomez got it. We talked to Ryan Tice this week as well, the head coach of Marquette. They're going to be here on Sunday, and he said, we played Pitt last year. They were the best defensive team we played all season. You see some of that right there as that free ball put down by Bree Kelly. 9 points in the last 2 sets apiece against South Carolina. They have 9 points already here in set 1 against the #1 team.
Yeah, you have to be thrilled about how you're playing early on, and I love what Coach Augustine said about, yeah, we touched on it that night, maybe the next morning, and then we moved on.
After the kill by Babcock has been the mainstay here during this run. Another good serve, that one handcuffing Uyar. Trying to get that one over through that Pitt block, but not a lot on it for Alderete. And holding for Pitt, a slow start for the Panthers, but they have kicked it into gear, the #1 team in the country. They work it out to that left side. And
the ball to win, you need a kill. With her length and her size, you've got to get her the ball early and often.
Pitt right now hitting 500. It's going to go up since I just said that. We have to be clean out there. There's a good serve. It's going to send the Pirates scrambling. Pitt works it right to the middle. And that's Ryla Jones. How great was she against the Nittany Lions? And when she gets it there, you're going to hit it a high percentage.
She has been great all.
Dan Fisher said, he said, look, we don't hide from it. She got here in January last year without that time, without that extra time, being around the team for that deep run that they made to the national semifinal. He said she might not be where she is right now. She'd be good, but she wouldn't be where she is right now. But that extra time with her was really beneficial. 19-11 as Kat Flood with the serve. That one, look out, a free ball up, and just in a 4-year stretch from being 96th to, I think a lot of people would say, the best defensive team. All that noise, and then a hush comes over the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse. Zach to the middle, and a quick delivery there for Carlia Northcross.
The ball to the pins quick.
Elle Jackson brought in to serve, wearing that libero shirt, but Olivia Babcock Read that ball where it was going to go by Vasquez Gomez. She was heading that way before she even saw the ball come off the hand of Valeria Vasquez Gomez, as there is the better in the long run. It's going to be a long season. Pitt hopes certainly ahead.
Yeah, and you want your depth to be comfortable. You want them to be in there and feel comfortable. You don't want them to feel tight and, scared to make an error or anything. You want them to be in there and playing their game. And this is the perfect time to sort out some of these issues.
Look at this defense again from Pitt. They're going to get it over with Klicka on that third hit. Vasquez Gomez, great defensively on that back line. And how about the Panthers? This court.
That is exactly what it is. Look at that. You get blocked. There's girls there crashing to cover. And that's where
ECU picked 4th in the AAC this year. Rice was picked to win the conference. Wichita State 2nd, then South Florida 3rd, and then the Pirates after that. They'll be in contention for sure as Babcock delivers.
Bree Kelly and Vasquez Gomez up front.
There's a block attempt. It's going to be in there for Babcock. That one.
And Babcock here going up by herself because Bree Kelly had to stay with her middle. And you see those hands.
L. Jackson will serve, Louisville native. Babcock blocked. Nicely blocked again. Jackson over, really good serve. 2 Panthers went down 4, Bayless and Klicka, and then a block again in front. Northcross. That's Mackenzie Jefferson. That ball returned right back over, and once again it is Northcross put pedal to the metal here. As Evanstead with the serve back row, Babcock delivers. When in doubt, go to Olivia Babcock.
Set Olivia Babcock. And I think that's going to be an easy way to make sure you're staying in the game or staying up. And you're seeing too on the Panther side with a couple of these new bodies in, you're seeing a little bit more hesitation on some of these balls on defense. Girls kind of looking at each other to make the play. I think that's one of those things that they want to see them get comfortable right now.
And a timeout taken by Pitt. Alicia have beaten teams in straight sets all the way through. Trying to continue that run here. Vasquez Gomez got it blocked, and how about East Carolina? Alicia Watson, you can see the bench congratulating her. She came back to it. Uzlatepe going to set it up for Babcock, and it's blocked again. Northcross has been sensational big time here in set number 2. Flood with the serve just over the net, nearly clipped it, and it's mishandled, and the Panthers make it 23 sets. It's Carolina, but they're going to have to find a way to get it done here as we begin set number 3. They're going to have to rally, and Olivia Babcock is going to try to prevent that.
Getting that ball up to the net so that you have options with who you can set, and preferably getting the ball to all 3 of them.
Softly served over by Cat Flood. Out to Peyton, a big block. Ryla Jones and Olivia Babcock has the potential to be really good for a long time. The 3 you just saw in that shot that are at the front of the net, they are long and super athletic. Really intelligent players for being their age as well. Look at that work by Pitt. Bayless able to get that final touch back over. And she digs it out from Pate. Stafford off balance, was set a little close to the net for her. And Babcock delivers. The crowd loves that. ECU going to use a timeout here, but Flood with the lean.
Love the hustle there. Again, just playing scrappy.
Big serve. Boy, was that really well handled on that back line by Alderete. And now in the middle, Ryla Jones. Big kill, and really good defense, really good offense. They won their first 7 before losing to South Carolina. Dig their return back over. They go back to Jones. Good defensive work by ECU. Look out, Alderete kind of lost her footing as she went up for the jump, and that's going to provide an opening for Blair Bayless. right there.
Yeah, just looked like the timing was off there too. She had kind of already taken 2 steps and still be competitive, not be deflated. Do not allow what happened in the first set to dictate the rest of the match.
Buzlatepe going to set this one up for Babcock. And if you joined us late, Rachel Fairbanks.
Just giving it a nice touch to your middle coming in.
The setters make it all go. As the lefty swing of McBride. Had 70 blocks in her time there, 3 years rather, at Mississippi State. Adjusting on the fly there was Babcock. She'll come down to get the first touch on the return. Now Stafford. Good work by East Carolina. McBride got it.
She's kind of giving a lot of those same vibes that you can see with the athleticism of Olivia Babcock as well.
There's Stafford down the line and in. Flood. Pitt right now doubling up East Carolina, and they'll extend that. Another big block. Things just look a little bit more smoother, a little bit more efficient against what was a very game East Carolina team in that second. Flood's had some nice runs towards ends of sets on that service line, and now match point. Hush comes over the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse as Kat Flood serves it up. Fran McBride trying to extend it. Got it blocked, she'll get it back. Another attempt, and she hits it, and the Panthers do it again. 3-0. Pitt has won 24 consecutive sets to begin 2024.